Hi. So I'm 6 weeks into my final year and I'm changing my concept. So I originally set out to use the community and to interview people and do things to Ballarat. And there's a few reasons I've changed. One, the ethics committee is a lot more complicated. I've done the whole process and I still haven't got approval, and I just really don't have the time to be continuing with that. But also for the fact that I really did the idea because, well, while I was trying to be a better person, because I think that is the purpose of life, is to keep bettering yourself. And so I wanted to involve people in my artwork because I often do things to do with myself and how to better myself, and obviously going to move on from that, and really it's not always about us. Unfortunately, I'm not there yet, and I like the concept and I would like to go back to it, but right now I just really do not have the time to be getting people to get involved because you got to work around them, and I'm on time factor and I just don't have that time at this point to be doing that. So I'm going back to still in the same idea of identity and spirituality, and for me, because of my background and dealing with that, and how being brought up as a Christian has affected the way I view myself now, and also my things on my self-image, and never thinking I'm technically good enough looking or whatever, and things, how they play out with the way we deal with things. So last year I did a performance where I painted myself black and painted an image on a mirror, that, and everything in the set ended up being black, and the whole point was to be that there is no image left and there is nothing, because at the end of this life, whatever is after, all this isn't going to matter. Like what I look like, don't get me wrong, I think health is important. We've got to look after our bodies health-wise, but image-wise, it's not going to matter. And I don't, like, and I hope that being good to people will matter, but I don't know, and I don't think anyone knows. Like, you can pretend you know, but the fact is everyone who has a certain belief all think they're right. So how do they have any proof of that? At the end of it, you can't all be right, and so majority of you are going to be wrong. So anyway, so my whole thing was, at the end, that's when we find out, and at the end, nothing, image doesn't matter, and all these self-issues and self-doubts we have aren't going to worry. And I really liked that concept, and I really feel I got my point across, and it was really effective. The thing that I didn't like about it was the fact that I did everything black, and that was because it was like a homage to Rothko, because I love Rothko's work and his canvases, his black canvases. They're like really powerful, and I love to see them. But at the same time, there was this darkness with that whole revelation that I came to, and that's not what I want my life to be. I don't want this darkness to be like, oh, when I get to the end, well, it's over, so, blah. You know, I want there to be a brightness, and I want there to be a hope, and I want whatever I'm searching for to feel like the progress I make is making me a better person and a brighter person. And when I get to that point of peace, I really imagine when I'm completely still and completely happy, there's a brightness and there's a light. And so I want that to come across in my artwork, because that's a self-expression of who I am. And the fact is, if you're good to yourself and you're a good person and you're a happy person, even though I'm not going to be drawing pictures of other people and it's not all about community, if I am a good friend and I'm a happy person, that's going to wear off on other people, and they're going to be much more happier as well, because it's an effect that you have on other people. If you're a depressed person, like, it's not your fault, but you're naturally just going to bring people around you down. It's amazing the atmosphere that we carry with us, and I just want to be a person that carries a really bright atmosphere that affects other people. So that's what my art is going to be. I'm going to be doing a series of canvases which are all going to be based around things that I have in my past or that I deal with now, and I'm going to be filming myself doing these things. So some of them will have like self-portraits on them, some of them will have like Bible verses on them, and things to do with family and things to do with friends, and things that are like, that I important to me, or I deal with, or I struggle with, or that have just been a part of my future, which will affect my, wrong way around, things that are part of my past that will affect my future. But the end results of each canvas is just going to be white. But there will be different layerings, and you won't be able to necessarily see what used to be there, but each one, if you look closely, the textures will be different, because different processes of getting to white will be different. So if you just looked at the canvases, they're just all going to be white. but I'm going to be documenting me actually doing the canvases, and because that's important. How we get to the end of our life is important, and the process we go through in life is important. That's why to me that process is important. But at the end, all there is I'm hoping is brightness, and I'm hoping there's light. And at the end of the day, so if not just looking on a large scale of when we get to the end of our life, but looking just at the day, at the end of the day, whether you're by yourself or you're with someone else, when you go to sleep, you're just with you. And I just want there to be a light there. I want there to be a peace and a tranquility. And that's what I'm aiming for in this artwork. So anyways, I will be blogging that thought process and how that's going. And I'm a lot more excited about this because I feel a lot more connection. And I'm a lot much better at being when things are just reliant on me and not relying on other people. And I think other people are important. But just right now, I don't have the energy to be putting my artwork in the hands of other people. I need myself to be in control of that. So right now I just don't have the patience to be doing it. But I'll get there. I'm still young. And then I'll also be putting onto my YouTube the film processes as well when they're edited. So anyways, yeah, that's that, and that's how it's going. So cool.